The following is a presentation of Muddy River News.
Instant Replay is your local sports bar. With 18 big screen TVs, we have all the sports packages from college games to pro games. We offer daily drink specials, and come check out the Bullpen, our newly renovated beer garden. Instant Replay, 2739 Chestnut in Quincy.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Daily Muddy. I'm Ashley Conrad, and joining me today is Sports Director Garth Salisbury with the Y, right?
Yes, that's me.
Okay,
hello
welcome.
everybody.
Welcome. So today, I feel like I've talked to an influx of people from the Y recently.
Yes, we're definitely trying to get ourselves out there. We just ended our annual campaign that went great. We're just trying to keep the positive vibes going at the Y.
Absolutely. Yeah, you guys rock that. That's for sure. So you're here today to talk more on kind of the sports side of things, right? You guys got a lot of stuff coming up.
Absolutely, yes. So we just finished our youth baseball season. Everything went great. Most of that goes out to our volunteer coaches. They did a fantastic job. All of our youth programs, it all revolves around our coaches that we can get. And the volunteers that we have. So it went great. We're happy to have a good season and ready to move on. Next one that we have is our flag football. Registration is open now until August 13th. Season starts late September going through October. So
is that all ages?
Looking forward to that. Yes. So we have a Pee-wee style camp that we do Monday nights. That's for ages 3 through 6. And then starting in first grade, we go into league play where they compete and do all that stuff. We're looking forward to it. I just had a conversation with a former local high school quarterback that's going to help run our Pee-wee camp. So very excited about that. And we're hoping for a good turnout with registration numbers. But like I said, August 13th is the final registration date, so we'd be happy to get any more.
That's awesome. Now, when I asked all ages, Garth, I meant like me.
Unfortunately, no
not yet.
Older ages yet. We can look into that.
All right. Not saying that we all know I'm not sportsy, but flag football, for some reason, I feel like I can do it. I feel like, it's a pretty fun sport.
It's something for everybody.
Yeah.
You don't have to be great at anything. Just go out there and have fun. That's the whole point of sports is
run and grab.
Getting to be around people.
Absolutely. Camaraderie. Absolutely. And then you have something else that's cool coming up, which I have played before, and I'm really, really bad at it, so I won't even ask about my age group on this one, but it is...
Is that the dodgeball league?
Yes,
I assume?
that's dodgeball.
Yes, we are. We're looking forward to that. It's the first time that we've tried it here at the Quincy Y.
Really?
They've had it at some other places, at least here in the recent past.
Sure.
So just trying to bring that back. We're doing an 8v8 league. Looking forward to that. Registration opens in August for that, August 4th, and then it'll be played Wednesdays during November, excluding obviously Thanksgiving week when everybody's a little busy. So looking forward to that. Hopefully we get a good turnout and we can continue to do that moving forward.
It sounds like fun, even just to come watch, because that is one of those sports that you just, I don't know, it's just a good time.
Ever since I watched the movie Dodgeball, I've been stuck with it now. So it's like
maybe that's it. That might be why I enjoy it so much.
Hopefully we can get some nice costumes and everything for our teams and stuff.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome. Okay, now if people want to register, do they just go to a website? Do they call you?
So they can either go to our website, QuincyYMCA.net, or they could stop by our front desk, and we have paper registrations there, and our front desk welcome staff would be happy to help anybody that comes through.
Excellent. So. Well, Garth, thank you so much. You got
and we got one more as well, adult volleyball getting ready to start up beginning of September, finally getting away from the sand and everything now.
Yes.
But those leagues are open for registration now, and that's good until August 28th. So we're doing women's power league, women's rec league, and then we're introducing a men's league this year. Hopefully we can get some good turnout, doing a 4v4 power league on that side. So
very cool.
That'll take place on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, respectively, for those 3 leagues. So
awesome.
Looking forward to a lot of good stuff coming up.
Sounds like it. You guys are always busy. I love it. Keep it up.
It's been great. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you, Garth. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
And get a hold of the Y if you're interested in any of these. They all sound like fun, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, and any questions can be directed straight to me as well. I'd be happy to answer any questions people may have. So.
Perfect. All right. Well, there you go. Get a hold of Garth at the YMCA for those sports coming up. Speaking of coming up, Brittany Bowl joins me for some coffee talk. Stay tuned.
A great night's sleep starts at Harvey's Furniture. Check out the large selection of complete bedroom sets. And when it comes to mattresses, we have a full selection from Bemco, Spring Air, and Chatham & Wells. Harvey's Furniture. Our home, your home. Are you looking for the perfect venue for your next special event? Check out Utopia Event Center.
Utopia has a large banquet room and an awesome bar area, perfect for anything from birthday parties to formal corporate meetings. It also offers a photo booth, stage for a DJ or a live band, and a fully stocked bar, all for only $300. Check us out at utopiaeventcenter.com or call Barn at 217-430-6559 for more information. Utopia Event Center, 900 North 12th Street in Quincy.
Welcome to the Abbey, a Quincy tradition.
With 6 big screens, a new larger kitchen, and now more seating capacity, the Abbey is the place to be before, during, and after the big game. Come enjoy fan favorite appetizers, steaks, burgers, and a variety of daily food and drink specials. Can't join us? Carryout is available too. Now with a convenient drive-up window to better serve you. 1736 Spring in Quincy. Opens at 3 p.m. Tuesday through Sunday.
Come join all your friends at the Abbey, a Quincy tradition.
The Liquor Booth is your home for a huge selection of beer, wine, and spirits. The Liquor Booth has 2 locations in Quincy, 3520 Broadway and 1500 North 12th Street. The Liquor Booth, where it's always happy hour.
And welcome back. Now it's time for Coffee Talk. And of course, it's Ash C. and Britt B. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Fantastic. So we both recently visited St. Louis, and it's an amazing place.
Yes.
We went everywhere from, of course, Chesterfield to the Del Mar Loop to a place called the Armory, which if you've never been, it's freaking awesome. It's just like a giant kid playground, or adult playground, really. Games everywhere.
Really?
Teeter-totters. Yeah, it's just
Can
really
you bring
cool.
kids?
Yeah, which is one of the coolest things, and I even said that multiple times. Quincy needs something like that.
Yeah.
Where you can have a drink, play some, it was like they had beer pong, they had like drinking games, like the giant swing the loop and try to get it on the peg. I don't know what that's called.
I don't know
Swingy
either.
Peggy game is
Swingy
what I call it.
Peggy,
But
yeah.
anyway, which sounds really dirty actually. But anyway.
Wow.
But then there are games you can play with your kids. There's like skee ball. There's some giant ping pong. It's just a really cool place.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, Quincy could use something like that. I mean, not saying that we want to promote parents drinking around their kids, but it is just fun. And they
Just
had so
family friendly.
family friendly, and they had birthday parties going on, and there was just something for everybody. So I thought it was really cool. But
I went to, I didn't get to go to like all those fun things. I followed you on your
you?
Snap, man.
Yeah.
That was cool. Like all
Yeah.
of it was cool. Jelly.
it was fun.
Lots of picture, perfect.
It was different because we've never. I love going. I work in St. Louis.
Yeah.
You know, my day job is St. Louis, but I don't get to experience adventures all the time when I'm there. I go to the same places. A lot of times I'm not, with a big group of people, so it's just kind of wherever everybody's going, I just go, and it's repeat places. So this time it was, you know what? Let's try this. We stayed at the Moonrise Hotel.
It's one of my favorites.
Okay. It was so cool because A, they have a rooftop bar, but B, we went to places that I've never even seen before. And I've been to the Loop before, but we ate at a place called the Peacock Cafe, which was really interesting. We had drinks at the International Tap. I mean, we hopped everywhere.
Yeah.
So it was just fun.
Was the playground place, was that a, what kind of venue, like cashless wise? Because I went to a venue, what is it called now? It's Riverport. It's forever
Yeah.
Riverport to me.
It's
I know
Hollywood.
it's Hollywood
Amphitheater,
Hollywood
right?
Casino Amphitheater.
Hollywood Casino and Amphitheater, I think, is technically what it is because it's
So-
right there by the casino.
Yeah.
Yeah.
News to me, but obviously not news to the rest of the world. It's just been a while since I've been there.
Yeah.
It is a cashless venue.
Yeah.
And
I think most places in St. Louis are cashless now.
it's crazy because
is
it
wild.
raises the question when I was telling people that, they're like, well, they can't do that. That's illegal. Cash is king. So how can you do that is, I guess, my question.
It even says on the dollar bill something about like being accepted
Everywhere.
here for something,
Yep.
something. But I guess that was never really
I think
put into law.
really
From what I've read, because at this conversation that we had, because I did, when you go to pay with cash and you've done that for however many years old we are, and our parents have done it for, ever and ever, and you're told we don't accept cash, it's very unsettling. And I don't even know why that is.
well, it scares you because it's like, where's it going? Like what's next?
Yeah. Now, okay, so we'll come back to that. But yeah, every venue that we went to, every bar, it was like, no, which I understand.
Every bar?
Yeah. I mean, they'll
Wow.
accept a cash tip, but the places we went, it was like card only. I mean, even if we hit like a little kiosk on the street, which I know it makes it easier for those businesses, but you do wonder, coming back to it creates a very uneasy feeling because, yeah, where's the cash going? What happens when it's gone and it's all based on technology, right? And kind of intangible.
Yeah.
You can't touch it. I don't like that.
I don't
for
either.
one. For two, it happened at Target not too long ago that all of their systems went down and they couldn't accept any digital currency, any cards,
But cash, then.
anything but cash. So
My friend went to Chicago. She told me this story later on that night when I was like, man, what is happening? You know? Well, we were trying to figure out where it started. I think COVID. That's where it came into place. That's at least in the Busch Stadium. They said, you know, due to that, I think was COVID that they said they're going cashless.
because of
That was the
germs
reason.
or because of
I don't know.
our conspiracy theorist minds,
Same.
something else.
Yeah.
Right. And it is very, like I said, it's probably easier for businesses. Big tech is definitely going to benefit from this. So I'm sure that's a driver.
Yeah.
Right. Like you got the Venmos and the,
Plus, it's all accounted for. The government is
they can
going
track
to
everything. And that was one of the things they did before. During COVID, it came out that if you used, was it Venmo or PayPal? One of them.
Both of them,
And
I
it was
thought.
anything over $600, you were going to have to account for that in
your-
basically like your income tax
Yep.
thing, right?
Yeah. So that's like the big winner probably is
Yeah.
Big Daddy government.
Yeah.
But my friend, so she was in Chicago and she had her bank account was compromised. And she didn't have cash. She had she trusted her bank account.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't do any. They were like, can we have someone Western Union use some money?
No.
Like you're in Chicago. So what happens when you do rely on,
Big banks.
I don't know, I guess you have to have multiple banks under your
I
belt?
mean, I would say, yeah, you have to have multiple banks and you have to have multiple apps, which again is driving the big tech. Also, a question that comes into mind, and this was really interesting to me because one of the things I read was this is already really prevalent in countries like China, India. I forget, probably Japan. You know, I'm sure there are other places. Oh, Sweden. And the one thing that they're realizing and that people are kind of taking umbrage and fighting back on is a lot of these countries, a lot of these places, women are still kind of minority. So the men take care of the money. So women then they're unbankers is what they call them. So they don't have this. So then they have to learn how to use, or I guess it depends on your relationship, but you'd have to get the okay to get a bank card and because no more cash, right?
Yeah.
So you have to be now on the bank account. There's going to be some people who have problems with that.
Issues, yeah.
Yeah. Also, underprivileged. And every article that I read says poor, which I don't know what poor even is anymore. I consider myself poor anymore because everything's just so fucking expensive.
Yeah.
But anybody who's kind of underprivileged or who hasn't had, we'll say, the luxury or of learning how to,
Bank?
how to use a bank, or let's say people don't trust a bank, or some people are still out there with money under their mattresses.
Yeah.
They're screwed. Like you're gonna
Well,
have
that's
to,
what I guess my question is what are they gonna do and how soon do they have to do this?
well
Because as of right now, I mean, some people would argue that we already are a cashless system from what you just said, like with the St. Louis. I know that
it's moving towards it. Bigger
if you
cities,
go
at
to
least.
a bank and you have $5 million, in your bank account and you want to withdraw 30,000, you can't withdraw 30,000 of your money right now.
Right.
If that's,
They can't afford it. Right.
it's kind of crazy.
It's a little weird.
I don't
think-
know even if you can deposit large amounts without paperwork now.
I see. Okay, so again, I think this is kind of scary, and I know that we're not alone in thinking this is uncomfortable. But I feel like this will create a shift in, and this is me going totally off the rails here, but more of like a commune type thing. So you'll be more, especially in smaller places that don't want to go cashless, but don't have the means to take the cash. It'll be like, well, trade me 5 beats for my, for my 7, I don't know what.
Yeah.
But it could create more of a community feel. And then people just won't go to larger cities because they don't want to be cashless.
Yeah.
Or they'll go knowing that they can only use card, but it'll probably, I would say it would probably limit some people as far as spending in those bigger places. I don't know. I mean, I can say that my card has been compromised multiple times, so no, I don't trust any bank.
Do you have multiple cards, though, then, for backups?
I have credit cards and debit cards, one debit card.
See, that's...
So
yeah.
like one bank card.
And that's what she had,
cards.
and I think her credit card was tied in with it, so everything was tied up, and you're in a different city.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, what are we doing?
I think if you have things tied to your, like Apple Pay, if one gets
compromised, they'll just shut it all down.
Maybe. Yeah.
So, in a cashless world, what is this going to do for the illegal drug dealers? It's going to put a real damper on things.
Bitcoin.
Oh, yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, there's going to have to be something in place that's not traceable because they're not just, this isn't going to stop. Again, it's going to create trade of other things, I think.
Right now, it's Shark Week. Shark Week's going on.
Shark Week. Wow.
And
Love Shark Week. Yeah.
There is a special on the Discovery Channel about cocaine shark. So,
like Cocaine Bear?
yes, which we watched Cocaine Bear that's how I spent my Saturday.
It was pretty
That's how I
alright.
spent my Saturday night.
I heard it was pretty
I think we talked about it before.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's
Yeah.
like so Elizabeth Banks is in Wet Hot American Summer, so it's kind of that kind of comedy.
Okay. Which I can get on board with, yeah.
It's The State. It's a comedy troupe. It's Mike's favorite.
Yeah.
It's that kind of humor.
Okay.
But then,
kind of like bit humor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, there's
there
a
you go.
whole story.
Okay.
I let Mela watch it. It was a little gruesome, but
Was it?
Yeah,
but
but
she's pretty mature for it. I
you
mean,
could
she
tell
can
it was
figure
pretty, I don't know how to say, just funny CGI.
hokey,
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, Cocaine
anyway.
Bear, Cocaine Shark. So
Yeah.
Cocaine Shark is, it's actually like a documentary that's going to separate like the facts from fiction of what's going on with the drug dealers and their floating cocaine. And the sharks are eating this floating cocaine because they drop, like they
Is
do
that
a
why we
drop.
had a spike in shark attacks, Brittany?
I don't know.
It's got to be.
But they drop
I'm no
the
scientist,
cocaine,
but-
and I guess the sharks are eating it.
Wait, they drop it?
Like they drop it like in a
intentionally,
like in a buoy, and it hangs
weighted?
down.
Yeah. Okay, I gotcha.
Because I was like, wait a second, sharks aren't bottom dwellers. I know that because
Yeah.
I watch Shark Week.
Right? You're
But
a scientist too.
no, it's a buoy system and whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense.
So yeah, cocaine shark. I don't know. What's it?
What's going to happen?
Yeah, I guess
Well-
Bitcoin, like you said.
I don't know. And that's what I mean. It's going to be really interesting to see because, well, we all know drug dealers don't have income tax, right? But if they start accepting these different types of payments, they will have to account
Yeah.
for income. And that's just not how they roll, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know for sure. But there's going to have to be something that comes into play, which is what I was talking about, like trade. Money laundering is going to go away, right?
Yeah.
Because you're not going to be able to use... So embezzlement will decrease because you have to account for everything. I say that, but nobody really accounts for it. But I would think that it would probably decrease, especially on like the smaller criminal scale,
Yeah.
the ones who don't get away with anything. Right?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's going to be really interesting to see. Definitely not something. I think we have bigger fish to fry.
Yeah.
Than getting rid of dollars. Or
Speaking of which, and including the drug, it is, if you're watching this on Wednesday, World Drug Day, and not the good kind of drugs.
a bigger fish to fry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're bad. The bad drugs. And
Opioids.
this is like also this day was established, I believe, in like 1987. It's a worldwide international day, something where like all countries come together and agree that there is an issue where there's a drug problem.
Yeah.
And yeah, when I say drug problem, I think they're referring to opioids because it says 585 deaths are accounted from drug use, and 2/3 of that is opioid use.
Every day? Every 587? Okay. I would...
And I'm sure that number is even more.
I was gonna say, I would think that's
that
gonna
I believe is
increase.
like a, I don't know, like
That
a
might have been...
dated
Yeah. But either way, I mean, it's...
when they came out with these national days.
See, I would like to see, and I'm not knocking COVID. I'm not going to drag it to death because I know that people were sick and people died, blah, 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 blah. But I would love to see the numbers stacked, COVID versus opioids You know, and is fentanyl included in that? It would be, right? Because it's an opioid.
Yeah.
Okay, which is another study I saw was that fentanyl, like the numbers have super spiked in Missouri. So speaking of St. Louis, I mean, it's, I don't know if you saw my one snap, but it was like a hatchet lighter. And I was like, oh boy, something definitely went down here.
And as much as we always say, like I think we think St. Louis is great. We always talk about, it would be awesome to live here. And then you think about it for 5 minutes and you're like,
danger.
Nah.
But I mean, I kind of look at St. Louis like it would be like, don't go to St. Louis because this part is dangerous. Just have your wits about you. It would be like, don't go to Mexico because this part is dangerous.
It is a #1 rising crime city, though.
It is. But again, I think it is, a lot of it has to be drug related because that's what you hear. And fentanyl use has spiked in Missouri. So I would love to see the numbers because it's amazing to me how much energy and effort and money was put towards COVID and eradication, and people just did it. But we can't do that for
everything.
We can't do that for opioid addiction or cancer cure or hungry kids, or I'll get off my soapbox pretty quick, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, this is a real, and I'm not saying COVID wasn't, but this is also a very real epidemic, pandemic, whatever you want to call it. And I think if we all band together, we could probably do the same thing for it. Especially, not saying this is a good thing, but if there's no cash to trade for it.
Yeah.
Right? So maybe that is a step. I don't know. But if we're looking at a silver lining, that I'm hoping that's one of them. I don't know for
I like
sure.
it.
Maybe.
Yeah. One thing that also, I guess not to drag on with that, but another part of my weekend or whatever was I had to get my dog immunized and my daughter, and it brought me for school.
Yeah.
And it just brings different thoughts
Questions.
to your head, and I'm like going, wait, what's that? Yeah. And I guess before I wouldn't have done that as much.
Well, because now you're seeing things, and who knows what's true and what's not. But even like the Gardasil, that HPV vaccine that was being pushed for so long for young girls, is now being brought back to the table with lawsuits. Of course, who couldn't have called that for cervical and uterine cancers and PCOS and all kinds of different things. And it's like, vaccines are supposed to be safe, right? And I will say that they're supposed to be. But you better do your research.
Yeah.
From now on, because in my mind, big tech, people driving the cashless society, big pharma, big whatever the other
no
ones
confidence.
Are. Yeah, it's just like, where are they? They're supposed to be protecting us, big government, all of it. So
when I was at the vet, this is my fun fact for the weekend.
Yeah.
Okay. So we don't know what the little dog is. I mean,
he's adorable is what he is.
Yeah. It's supposed to be mostly Chihuahua. I don't know. I don't really care.
Yeah.
But we were just chatting about it. And did you know that a dog can get pregnant by more than one father in the same cycle?
Ew.
It's
no.
called.
Is this your random fact you're dropping
Yes.
on me? You knew I would react like this. This is why you didn't tell me before, isn't it? Okay.
And I'm not joking. It can happen in humans too. It's called superfecundation. Superfecundation.
Okay, that's a really good word.
Superfecundation.
Okay.
Okay, now you say it. Superfecundation.
I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but I will say sounds
can happen in humans too. Look it up.
super
It
natural.
happened to Sammy Brady on Days of Our Lives.
Okay.
Do you remember when this
I remember
happened?
Sammy Brady,
with
yes.
EJ
I don't
and
remember
Lucas.
who, yeah.
And she had twins by two different fathers. I'm like, what?
Yeah, and it can happen. Well, I mean, it's two eggs, right? If they're a certain type of twin, it's two eggs, which can be fertilized by two different sperms.
So, a dog can be carrying 2 litters from 2 different dads.
That's interesting. And I will say,
my mind was so blown.
That is mind blowing. Also, what's also mind blowing is that my one of my daughters, I can't remember which one, just brought this up like 2 days ago. So are all puppies that are born in the same litter twins, triplets, quadruplets? You know what I'm saying? Like I would guess.
Don't they have to be in like the same?
I don't understand how all that works.
I don't know either. But I hope we title this Super Fecundation.
We got lots of. Hey, listen. Some of this is fact. Some of it we don't really know.
We don't know.
Google it. or DuckDuckGo it, or whatever your preference is.
Yeah. And if anybody wants to come talk to us about our cashless,
I would love that.
Society.
We need an expert. We need somebody
We
who
need
can,
an expert.
and not even an expert, but maybe even somebody who has experience with it, who maybe understands kind of more of the grand scheme of things than we do. Because I'm not saying it's bad or good yet. It is an uncomfortably, it doesn't settle well with me, but I don't know enough of the story to know what's going on.
Same.
I just know the
Well,
government.
I just found out it was happening, so.
What? Give me back my dollar. Yeah. Which, that's about all I got right now. So it doesn't really matter, cashless or not. I have none anyway, right? I'm going to be trading beats before too long. Yeah. All right. On that note. Yeah. Let's trade some coffee.
Let's trade it.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers. We'll see you next time on Coffee Talk.
Muddy River News. Our home, our news.